I see. Oh. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. So let's get into this. Craig Richards, Joshua Buatsi, the two men from South London, two British light heavyweights, meet on Saturday night to find out who's fooling who. Who is the best light heavyweight out of these two guys from South London? Now, you know, with me, I keep it 100% real, yeah? And I'm going to keep it 100% real about this video as with any other video. I know that there are people, particular Ruben Guerrero, who bang on about Joshua Buatsi. You know me, I don't really get into all the promotional hype. I kind of look at the fighters and then make my own judgment for afterwards. Sometimes I get it right. Don't know why am I shining. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong, but that's like life, isn't it? But this is a good fight. It's a good fight, and anything can happen in this fight for sure. I'm telling you, anything could happen. But this is what I feel. The first thing I went to look at, not the press conference, strange enough, I went to look at the face-off between Buatsi and Craig Richards, Joshua Buatsi and Craig Richards. And right there, a fight broke out. A mental fight broke out between. I don't know why this keeps shining. Let me if I do this here. That might be better, yeah. A mental fight broke out between Joshua Buatsi and Craig Richards. Like, it was almost like Craig Richards would be baiting Joshua Buatsi, and then he would counter Joshua Buatsi. If you listen to the conversations, he will try and draw Buatsi out of his comfort zone all the time. What are you going to do? Explain yourself. You know, this is what you've done as an amateur. This is what you've done as a pro. As a pro, I've done more than you as a pro. You know, I've fought better guys than you as a pro. As an amateur, yeah, let's give you credit. You know, you've gone on and done well in Olympics. But as a pro, I've fought the better guys. I've taken the chance. I've had to take the chances. I've fought in the small hall shows. I've had to, you know, put myself in situations where it's been difficult. But you've been guided. Not disrespecting you, but you've been guided. So he just spoke bare facts to Joshua Buatsi. And when I listen to Joshua Buatsi, I'm thinking some of the things Joshua Buatsi's come out and say, I'm thinking, sounds the mannerisms, the body language, the way he's talking. I'm going, this sounds very familiar. It didn't dawn on me. It didn't land on me. And then I heard a line come out of Craig Richards. He goes, why don't you just be yourself? Why don't you just be yourself? Why don't you be yourself? Why don't you just say what you really want to say? Why don't you open up? And Buatsi's gone, what do you mean open up? Be yourself. And then it took me back to when Anthony Joshua fought Dillian White. And back then, he said his name's Femi. Same as Anthony, his name's Femi. Yeah? He said, be yourself. You're always talking rubbish. You're talking like, be humble. You're a roadman. You're not talking. You're a drug dealer. You know what I mean? This is what you are. You're a roadman. What are you trying to talk about? You're being a role model for? You're not that man. I know this man. And that's what Dillian Whyte was saying about Anthony Joshua. Well, after Joshua got beat, it all started to unravel about who Anthony Joshua really was. And we've seen now the real Anthony Joshua after a defeat or 2 defeats. Now we've got the same situation coming up with Mr. Craig Richards and Joshua Buatsi. Craig Richards was told Joshua Buatsi, be yourself. There's things you want to say but you won't say. And Buatsi said, there's a way I'm going to conduct myself. And I thought, wait, this sounds very much Joshua-esque, like Anthony Joshua, AJ-esque. And I'm like, nah. I know he's managed by Joshua, but is he really? And then it dawned on me. That's when it really dropped to me. So they're going on talking. He says, I've come here to the press conferences, and I've come here to the face-off, and I've seen what I want to see. And Craig says, all right, so what have you seen? Elaborate. Tell us what you've seen. Like, you can't just say these things. Like, elaborate. And Josh White's like, no, you know what? I keep that to myself. I'll keep that to myself. But I've seen all I need to see. I'm thinking, all that stuff. If you see what you need to see, why do you need to tell a man if you're not going to tell a man? All that talk is bare rubbish, nonsense talk, right? Because if you see what you want to see in a man, you don't have to tell that man unless you're going to tell that man and say, I've seen what I want to see. What have you seen? I've seen fear in your eyes. I've seen a man that don't want it. Why didn't he come out and say that? He didn't. He kept it to himself. He says keeping his cards to his chest, but really, you're not keeping your cards to your chest, because if you kept your cards to your chest, you'd say nothing. You'd look there, you'd smile. But Craig Richards kept opening him up, and Joshua would either bite on the bait, or he would kind of get defensive. Craig Richards controlled the press conference, and if the press conference and the face-off, and if the face-off is anything to go by, and I've called these face-offs before. I called the face-off between Dillian Whyte and Joseph Parker. I said that Dillian Whyte is going to bully Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker don't want it. If the face-off is anything to go by, Craig Richards is going to be the one trying to control this fight. He's going to try and take control of this fight from the get-go. From the get-go, he's going to try and control this fight and let Buatsi know that you're not the man you think you are. Basically, he's called Joshua Buatsi a fraud. It didn't come out as much as say you're a fraud. You're not the man you say you are. He's called him a fraud. And there's many ways you can call a man a fraud, an imposter. But one way you certainly can call a man a fraud is by saying, be yourself. You're not yourself. I want to come back to be yourself. So during the before the fight, there was this very nicely put together production. Again, was not in the best interest of Joshua Buatsi, because again, he came up with this, I wouldn't normally do this in London. I've hit my goals, tick, 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 check, check, check. I've done this. I've done my sparring, done my training. I put the bag, put the hours in. And whenever I heard that before, and then it was like, here we go, 258 management, and this is the first time I saw the face behind 258 management, or what I call 1-2-3 management. And he's the guy, I think, or they're the team that are the media who train the media with Joshua Buatsi and now, or Joshua Buatsi and AJ. Complete identity loss. So he's like, when I'm at the ring, I'm a nice guy, but when I get in the room, it's maximum violence. Yeah, but it's a violent sport. You speak nothing there. There's nothing there. There's a lot of words, but nothing really there. And then you're looking at Craig Richards and like, nah, you, Joshua Buatsi, haven't fought at the level of Craig Richards. I'm not saying you're not that level, but you haven't fought at that level yet. Richards has fought far more competitive rounds and competitive fights than you have as a pro, not as an amateur. You may have been outstanding amateur, but as a pro, like I've said before, I'm not convinced that you are an elite 175 light heavyweight. I'm not. I've said it before. I think you're a good fighter, but this best light heavyweight in Britain business, and one of the best in the world. No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. There are people that buy it because they listen to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Actually, personally, I think stylistically, this is a terrible fight for Joshua Buatsi. Why? Richard is tall, he's long, he's got a good straight right hand. Joshua Buatsi, his weakness is the straight right hand. He eats right hands all night long, and Richards can control him with a jab and hit with that straight right hand. I don't think Joshua Buatsi is anything. There's nothing scientific about Joshua Buatsi. Yes, he hits hard, but he's very defensively vulnerable. And he's got Virgil Hunter, or his trainer, in his corner. If Virgil Hunter is still his trainer, as we've seen before, if Buatsi gets into any crisis, he's going to find himself with a bigger crisis with Virgil Hunter in his corner. Because we know Virgil Hunter is not going to have any emotion towards his fights in that way, as one basically alluded to the other day on our channel. I think Shook One mentioned that Joshua Buatsi and Virgil Hunter is a guy. People go to Virgil Hunter and they basically, fighters that go to Virgil Hunter have to be taught what to do. Andre Ward knew how to react, and that's the difference. And if at any point in this fight that Joshua Buatsi has to switch up and go away from the game plan, it will be interesting. Here we go. Right. Yeah, here we go. Justin says, it's the AJ playbook again. Talking facts. Buatsi talks in riddles. Ben Whittaker is 258. He's as real as they come. For now, when 258 rocked their magic on him, he'll be talking like another robot. And that's the problem. When you're not yourself, you get confused. Like Anthony Joshua's confused. He doesn't know if he's Roadman Joshua, if he's Philosopher Joshua, if he's Incredible Hulk Joshua, if he's Hercules Joshua, if he's California Dreaming Joshua, if he's Miami's Madman Joshua. We just don't know what Joshua is. And I don't think he knows what he is. He doesn't even know what he is as a boxer, puncher, badman, scientific boxer, not scientific boxer, gonna brawl, not gonna brawl, box puncher, not gonna be a puncher. Goes to the charitable case of the leave no training behind. What madness is this in boxing? What madness is this in boxing? Yeah. And Joshua Buatsi is talking same nonsense as well. I like Joshua Buatsi. He's a nice enough guy. But when we're talking about boxing and we're talking about levels and we're talking about what people should have accomplished by now, my man should be in world-class level now. But ask me this question. Who has Joshua Buatsi fought to be fighting for a world title? Bolotniks. Actually, a fight that I thought Bolotniks had a good chance of winning, but I don't know what Bolotniks was doing in that fight, right? Now, here's my thing with Craig Richards. Craig Richards talking about Buatsi being himself. Craig Richards needs to understand what being himself is. Craig Richards fought BIVOL, and I think that night he didn't know how good, he didn't believe how good he was. And with BIVOL, if he had done more work, they say he would have won the fight. But if he had done more work, he also could have got knocked out. Because when you do more work, you can overextend. You can put yourself in positions of safety, out of comfort. And when you're out of comfort zone, you put yourself into landing, getting caught with more shots and get yourself in for more counters. So Craig Richards boxing a certain kind of way. He's got a nice jab. He's got a nice right hand. For him to beat Buatsi, which I think is very possible, Very possible, because I don't rate Buatsi that highly. This is the fight Buatsi's got to show me you are level beyond British level. And for Craig Richards, you've got to now stamp your authority and say, you know what? I fought BIVOL. I fought better guys than you. And it's not just talk, that when you actually go and fight, you're going to bang that jab out into Buatsi's face from round one and blind Buatsi with that jab and let that right hand go. Let those uppercuts go when you're up close. Let rip with them shots. Don't be waiting till round 9 and 10 start throwing shots. And don't let Joshua Buatsi come beating up on you. You've got to let your hands go. Be the bigger man. Be the taller man. Be the longer man. Use your jab. Use the attributes you have. I still think stylistically this is a horrendous match for Craig Richards of Joshua Buatsi to be in. Just not. Why? Like, you get beat by Craig Richards. It's like the Canelo fight all over again. You get beat by Craig Richards. Where are you? Right? If Craig Richards beats Buatsi, it's different, because the former Olympic star, Eddie's been blowing smoke up his ass. A lot of these fanboys have been blowing smoke up Buatsi's ass. I don't see it. I mean, he's a basic fighter, yeah, who punches relatively hard, right? And that's it. He's got no form of defense. I don't think he can fight backing up. In fact, if he gets beat, it's going to be because Richards has backed him up. Richards has got to keep Buatsi's back against the ropes. I always talk about this. When your back is against the ropes, that basically means that the leverage you've got to get into all your punches is not there, because you're backed up. You're back into the ropes. That's where Richards needs to fight. Long range and keep Buatsi at the end. So he needs to be at the end of the punch. So, no, do it. So he has to keep Buatsi at the end of the punch. See that there? He's got to keep Buatsi's jab. He's got to keep him at the end of his punch here. And he's going to keep the right hand. He's got to keep him at the end here. He can't afford Buatsi. Say like the sticky arm. He can't afford Buatsi for getting in here and throwing the jab. He's going to keep the full distance, the full reach of his arm, Craig Richards. Right? He's got to keep him out there all night long. And when Buatsi gets close, tie him up. He's got to keep that jab consistent in his face, all his face. Because you've seen already in fights against guys who nobody cares about, Buatsi's face is already blown up. This is at domestic level. His face is blown up. So with a good jab, he can make him eat that jab all night long. Guys, LOL, no way. Joshua talks how he talks simple. Oh, God. Yeah, so all this, and you know how it goes. You know how Joshua Buatsi is. He looks as rough as anything before the fight. And then afterwards, when he's getting into fight, the fight week, and he's going to fight, you'll see he come clean cut, ready to go. He's in the zone. He's like, let's say he's in the zone now, Josh. Josh is in the zone. So freaking what? Who cares? Craig Richards won't care. He's in the zone. Who cares if he's in the zone? I don't care. I'm fed up of hearing about Joshua Buatsi being in the zone. I'm fed up of hearing about it. Let me see if he's still in the zone when he gets hit with a hard right hand. I'm not convinced of a lot of things of Joshua Buatsi. So consider me a doubter. He might go out there and smash Craig Richards to bits. And if he does, I like Craig Richards. Again, with Craig Richards, the self-belief. Has he learned from that BIVOL fight? Is he now going to be throwing more punches? Is he happy to come out of his comfort zone? Or is he quite happy to just use the jab for the right hand? And if he gets clipped with something nasty, is he going to go into his shell? Because if that's going to happen, when he gets clipped with a good shot, hard, and he goes into his shell, I'm giving you all possibilities now. If he gets clipped hard with a shot early, is he going to go into his shell and not fight? I don't think so, but funnier things have happened. I've seen enough things in boxing where I thought, well, Dillian White will do X, Y, and Z, and he didn't even do A. He didn't even get to do an A. But Craig Richards is real, and he automatically, the way he talks, the way he conducts himself, the journey he's been on, he's already got me I like him already. He's got me won over by the press conference, by the way he spoke, by the way he conducted himself, the journey he's been on. And he really is, I call him a fighter's fighter. One of these guys who's got beat, gone away, come back, taken late replacement fights and stuff like that. He's been there. He's taken the rough with the smooth in boxing, you know. And Buatsi had it pretty smooth in his career. I don't know if Buatsi had many crises in his career, but if anyone's going to give him a crisis, I believe Craig Richards is that guy. I believe Craig Richards is that guy. And Craig Richards has made a very valid point. When has Buatsi, in his career so far, in the fights he's had, has he been in a fight where people go, you might lose this fight? I think because of stylistically, this is not a good matchup for Buatsi. I could be really wrong. But I think stylistically, this is a horrible matchup for Buatsi. This is a fight where if Craig Richards lets his hands go, he could stop Buatsi. That long right hand, long levers, the right hand through the middle of the guard. I don't think Buatsi said before, I don't think Buatsi's defense is very good. If I'm Buatsi to beat Craig Richards, get past the jab. If you can get past the jab, get past the jab, slip inside, work Richards to the body. He hits hard enough to hurt Richards and work him to the body. Buatsi has always convinced me that he could make super middleweight. Craig Richards makes me think that he could go as high as cruiserweight. So it'd be interesting to see what Craig Richards weighs fight night, because he's not the biggest light heavyweight, Joseph Buatsi, whereas Richards seems quite a big light heavy, and he's got the frame to carry cruiserweight. So interesting matchup. If Buatsi wins his fight, it's Richards not doing enough work, just quite happy to get to the points decision, and not having that self-belief. But if he has a self-belief and he can get through early and he can hurt Buatsi early, there could be upset in the cards. There could be a real upset in the cards. For me, I can't give you a prediction in this fight, really, because, again, I would lean towards Richards in this fight. But when I lean towards Richards, and the way I'm talking like this now is because in previous fights, I haven't considered certain things. This is why I'm trying to learn more about the game. If Richards is to win, if he's to win the fight, these are the key things for him to win the fight. He's got to have that stiff jab out there consistently and don't stop throwing that jab. He's got to use the jab. So he uses the jab, blinds Buatsi with the jab, and lets the right hand go down the pipe. The 1-2 is his best punch against Buatsi. He will find Buatsi all night long with that left 1-2 because Buatsi doesn't really move his head. He keeps his head pretty stationary. He might be a bit more mobile now in the Virgil Hunter, but I don't know. I think when people start getting hit with big shots, they go back to type. Richards has to stamp his authority early on and let Buatsi know tonight is not your night. Buatsi, so he's got to do those things, and he's got to keep the jab consistently pumping the jab, but not just throwing the same jab at the same speed. He's got to mix the jab up. And he's got whipping a nice uppercut as well. When Joshua Buatsi gets past the jab, and he gets about here, halfway, yeah, that's where he's got to whip that uppercut inside and hold, and finish, whip the uppercut and follow through the left hook and then the right hand combination. So when Joshua's outside, when Joshua's on the outside, Joshua Buatsi on the outside, use the jab, use the straight right, keep the punches straight when you fight Buatsi, right? Avoid hooks when you fight Buatsi. Avoid hooks. You like to go that straight down the pipe all the time. 1-2, bam, bam. Different speeds though, different paces. Lots of feints of Buatsi as well. Cruelly, then hit him with the shots. The other thing is when Buatsi comes closer, whip the uppercut in, tie him up, turn him, push him off, and go again. As Joshua Buatsi is about to set to throw his shots, whack that jab in. Push that neck back when you're throwing the jab. Push that neck back with the jab and let the right hand go. Yeah, but keep it very basic. The 1-2. That's it. You don't need to be going throwing hell for leather, hooks and all this nonsense. No. If you got him hurt, that's different. If you got him hurt, that's different. But keep it very basic with Joshua Buatsi. 1-2. You're going to find him. You're going to find him with that 1-2. And keep off them ropes. Keep off them ropes. Don't stay in them ropes. And watch your body as well. Body shots. For Joshua Buatsi, quite the opposite. You know, you've got to move your head. Slip inside the jab. Slip inside the jab. Work the body. And force Craig Richards to fight at a pace he's not comfortable with. Don't allow Richards to get into a rhythm. You've got to make Richards fight. Right? From early doors. Don't let him get settled with a jab. Disrupt that jab. Take that jab away from him. Make him uncomfortable throwing that jab. So those are some things there that you need to, that I think are key. But if Richards keeps it simple and basic, he can beat Joshua Buatsi. He's got the skills to do it. Because I said I don't rate Joshua Buatsi. Okay, so just before I go, a few things. Make sure you click the link to subscribe. Whoops, wrong one, sorry. Make sure you click the link. It's in the description box here. That's to make sure you subscribe to BWTM Sports. A number of you have complained and said that you don't get these videos. I would suggest to you, when you use this link, hit the subscribe button and then go across to the bell and click on the bell icon and make sure the icon is on and make sure it's to all. So please do that. Now also, my news channel, please, really would love your support here. Here's the subscribe button there. Okay, you click that, and you click that button, the subscribe button will pop up. Hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Particularly you Bayloric TV fans. It's a new journey I'm on, and I really would appreciate your support there. Right, that's it from me. Don't think there's anything else to talk about here for now. That's it. Thank you for watching as always. This has been BWTN Sports. Thanks again.